Who we having for? Imagine that. They gotta lie. They gotta lie. They gotta lie all the time. They can't even believe they own lie. You can't even believe your own lie.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he's like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things hands down, flashy.
Much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it.
At the press conference, Teofimo Lopez delivered a fierce warning to Shakur Stevenson, declaring that he will punish him in the ring. Despite being considered the underdog, Lopez emphasized he will prove his full capabilities. He cautioned that underestimating him will be a serious mistake, promising a dominant, decisive performance that will leave no doubt about his skill, power, and relentless determination to control the fight from start to finish.
They know that. They kept that protection program.
Money talk, walk, money talk.
Lopez displays fierce determination ahead of his fight with Shakur Stevenson. Confident and focused, he vows to dominate the ring, showcasing his skill, power, and strategy. His mindset is clear. Fully committed to victory, he aims to leave no doubt about his abilities and supremacy.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up.
And we know at one point you contemplated retirement. Seems like you're in a good place now. You're active. Where are you at right now? Where are you feeling about your career?
Mentally, I'm in the Bahamas somewhere, having a coquito.
Teofimo Lopez makes it absolutely clear that he will not let Shakur Stevenson claim the belt he fought so hard to earn. He highlights the sacrifices behind his success, explaining that the title represents years of struggle, pain, and relentless dedication. For Lopez, this fight is about defending what is built through hard work and perseverance. Fully confident in his abilities, he is determined to protect his position in the ring. This moment is deeply personal, fueled by pride and effort, and he insists that no one can take away what he earned through blood, discipline, and commitment.
Of being in the ring,
Yes.
Shakur Stevenson, obviously
sure.
you guys are both in Las Vegas. I'm hearing that you did link up today. A face-off happened between the two of you?
Face-off happened, things of that nature, just to create the things that are in motion already. So we're really adamant about fighting each other next, and I can't wait for us to really lace it up. And I see him across the ring, and really when that bell rings, lights out for him.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face-to-face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the box.
Aoya provides an in-depth analysis of the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight, suggesting it is likely to last a full 12 rounds. He emphasizes that the first 6 rounds could play a pivotal role in shaping the outcome. Stevenson may not start aggressively, instead choosing to fight from the back foot and carefully observe Lopez's approach. If Lopez dominates or convincingly takes the early rounds, it could force Stevenson to adjust his strategy later, making the fight more competitive. Lopez is seen as a frontrunner, relying heavily on early energy, speed, and explosiveness, raising questions about whether he can maintain that intensity over the full fight. Conversely, if Lopez falls behind in the opening rounds, Stevenson could comfortably control the pace and secure a unanimous decision. The breakdown highlights the strategic battle between the two, where timing, energy management, and round-by-round execution will be critical. Stevenson's ability to adapt and Lopez's capacity to sustain his early momentum will likely determine whether the fight ends in a dramatic finish or a methodical decision, making this matchup a true chess match inside the ring.
I don't think that Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Tio in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Tio can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind, going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Teo, to me, is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, you know, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him and make it like a close fight? I think if Teo comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight. And that'll make it real interesting. If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Teo looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Teo is going to bring anything late in the game, you know what I mean, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, you know, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise, for Shakur, because I've been waiting for Shakur to get into that fight where, you know, he doesn't have the fight where he doesn't have his Diego Corrales fight. You know what I mean? Where you think he's actually in danger. Shakur has been he's been outclassing everybody he's in the ring with. You know what I mean? Then the guys that you think could give him some work, like De Los Santos, I know people hate when I bring that fight up, but I want to see him.
Shakur Stevenson explains that his drive comes from a deep competitive spirit, always seeking the toughest challenges the sport has to offer. Watching Teofimo Lopez's previous performances, Stevenson was immediately struck by his confident, flashy style, which reminded him of a young Roy and inspired a strong desire to test himself against such high-level skill. He views this upcoming fight as a crucial opportunity to measure his own abilities against an elite opponent while also adapting to new strategies and challenges. Reflecting on his earlier fight against William Ada, Stevenson acknowledges that it was unconventional and demanding, yet it proved invaluable for his growth, demonstrating that he could thrive under pressure and adversity. He learned that fighters who apply constant pressure are designed to challenge him, and by successfully managing that style, he reinforced his own confidence and resilience. Now, facing Lopez, Stevenson feels well prepared to handle the speed, power, and unpredictability of a high-level opponent. His focus, adaptability, and accumulated experience give him the confidence to navigate the fight intelligently, turning it into a complete test of his skills, mental fortitude, and readiness to compete at the sport's highest level.
But bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in the ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way to fight, but I think it was good for you and your development because it not only sent a message to the rest of the division, one up, your division at that time, and then the one above you, but it sent a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles-wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like, guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's going to have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me in different ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to like wear me down.
Chris Algieri shares his perspective on the significance of the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight, emphasizing its importance for the sport of boxing. He advocates for matchups where top fighters challenge each other, taking risks regardless of potential setbacks, noting that a single loss doesn't diminish a fighter's elite status. Algieri believes this fight perfectly embodies that philosophy, representing a high-level technical clash rather than a non-stop brawl. The skill, strategy, and tactical nuance on display will keep fans fully engaged, highlighting quality over sheer volume of punches. He notes that a victory for Stevenson would further cement his position among the top 5 to 7 pound-for-pound fighters, though many already argue he deserves that recognition. Algieri frames this bout as a throwback matchup, reminiscent of legendary clashes between the very best in a weight class. He underscores the drama, skill, and historical significance such fights carry, emphasizing that high-level boxing continues to offer thrilling, meaningful, and strategically compelling contests that capture fans' attention and preserve the sport's legacy.
You know, that's why everybody was criticizing him. Oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Now, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot of this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. You know? But if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more.